ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषये भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् अपारकरुणासिन्धुं ज्ञानदं शान्तरूपिणं श्रीचन्द्रशेखरगुरुं प्रणमामि मुदान्वहम्। परित्यज्य मौनं वठादस्थितिं च व्रजन् भारतस्य प्रदेशात् प्रदेशं मधुस्यन्ति वाचा जनान् धर्ममार्गे नयन् श्रीजयेन्द्रो गुरुर्भाति चित्ते नमामि शङ्करान् वाक्यविजयेन्द्र सरस्वतीं श्रीगुरुं इष्टमार्गारुणेतारं सन्मतिप्रदं सत्यनारायण क्षेत्रात् सत्यव्रतमुपागतम् आश्रये कामकोटीशं सत्यश्री चन्द्रशेखरं सद्गुरुचरणारविन्दाभ्यां नमः। श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। So in the Adhyaya of Karma Yoga, Bhagavan describes Kama and Krodha. In fact, he describes Kama and Krodha as just one entity. Kamayesha, Krodhayesha, Rajo Guna Samudbhavaha, Mahashano, Mahapapma, Vidyenam, Ihavairinam. For the past couple of weeks, we saw the explanation for this shloka, that how Kama becomes Krodha and how Kama is Mahashanaha as well as Mahapapma. Mahashanaha, it eats away all of your Punya Karma, and Mahapapma, it causes you to do Papam as well. And here, Vidyenam Iha Vairinam Potra. Vairi means this is your enemy. How is that your enemy? Acharya asks. That is the introduction for the next shloka, shloka number 38. Dhumena vriyate vannihi yathadarsho malena cha yatolvena vruto garbhaha tatha tenedamavrutam. Dhumi gives a couple of examples. He gives a couple of illustrations. First illustration is Dhumena Avruto Vannihi. Second, Yathal Veno Vritaha Yathadarsho Malena Cha Yatha Adarsho Malena Cha. Third, Yathol Vena Vruto Garbha. These are the three examples he gives. Dhumena Avruto Vannihi. Just imagine a person, they are doing homa. They are doing big homa. And they do nice chakra pungal, they put in homa. Lots of ghee, they put in homa. Right? Lots of food, they put in homa. What is going to happen? After some time, the smoke that comes from the homa, that comes because of the fire, will actually start to eclipse the fire. You will not see any smoke from that lamp that we have in our house. You will only see the fire. In fact, because of fire, you will be able to see everything else. It's like keep a lamp in a dark place. There is going to be no smoke. There is only going to be fire. And because of that fire, you will be able to see everything else in that place. But what will happen when you are doing a big homa? When we are doing a big homa, not only that the smoke is going to come, but also the smoke is going to cover the fire. The smoke covers the fire, and people will not even know that fire exists. Only smoke will come. ரொம்ப பெரிய பெரிய சண்டி ஹோமம்லாம் பண்றச்சே இடத்த பார்த்தேன்னா நெருப்பு இருக்கும். ஆனா வெளியில நெருப்பு இருக்குங்கிறது தெரியவே தெரியாது. எவ்ரிதிங் இஸ் கவர்டு வித் ஸ்மோக். ஜூமேன ஆவருதோ வன்னி. In the same way, you have got jnanam. What jnanam? Aham brahmasmi jnanam is there. Brahma jnanam, Atma jnanam. We all have got at different levels. In fact, when we observe kids, we can observe this a lot. ரொம்ப சின்ன குழந்தை இப்பதான் பேசுறதுக்கே ஆரம்பிக்கிறது. 2 வயசு 3 வயசு குழந்தை. We observe very closely. The kid will always refer to its own self in the third person. அந்த குழந்தைகிட்ட போய் if you ask them, hey, உனக்கு பசிக்கிறதா? Do you feel hungry? If you ask the kid will not say, I am hungry. The kid will say, the papa is hungry. Or whatever the name we used to call the kid. The kid will always refer to its own self in the third person only. Only we will insist the kid, அப்படி சொல்லப்படாது, எனக்கு பச்சிக்கிறது சொல்லுப்பா அப்படின்னு நம்ம தான் சொல்லுவோம். The kids will always have certain jnanam. Aham brahmasmi jnanam, the kids will have. Only we will impose our own adhyasa onto the kid, and we will train the kid to be its own body. வலிக்கிறதா அப்படின்னு கேட்டா பாப்பாவுக்கு வலிக்கிறதுன்னு சொல்லும். எனக்கு வலிக்கிறதுன்னு சொல்லாது. பசிக்கிறதான்னு கேட்டா பாப்பாவுக்கு பசிக்கிறதுன்னு சொல்லும். எனக்கு பசிக்கிறதுன்னு சொல்லாது. The kid really have very, 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 very minimal body consciousness. Kid does not worry about how it looks. We worry about the kid's look. Kid does not worry about how it looks. The kids do not worry about properties. Ahankara, mamakara and all will not be there for kids. Normally. Only we will impose our ahankara and mamakara into kids. So, when the kids grow up, the same kid will have lots of ahankara, mamakara, everything the kid later develops. Why do the kids develop all these things now? Because of kama and krodha. Just like how the fire is being hidden by the smoke, the jnanam is being hidden by the kama. When I say kama, you also have to include krodha. So the jnana is being hidden by kama krodha. That is why people get deluded. Rumena vriyato vanni. Second example. Yathaadarsho malena cha. We have a nice mirror. Bathroom mirror. Big mirror. People will go. People will brush their teeth. People will wash their face. What will happen to the mirror? Whatever the HL that we make, it is going to be spread on the mirror. Whatever the water droplets that gets bounced off my face along with soap, it is going to get deposited onto the mirror. What will happen to the mirror? The mirror will lose its ability to reflect properly. It will be a Belgium mirror. But what will happen if we don't clean the mirror? The mirror will lose its ability to show things. The mirror will lose its ability to show things. In fact, our mind is like that mirror. According to Shastra, our mind is like that mirror. Vishwam darpana drishyamana nagari tulyam nijantargatam pashyannatmani mayaya. In Dakshinamurti Shlokam, Dakshinamurti Artakam Acharya takes this example. Vishwam darpana drishyamana nagari. Just like how, when we go in roads, we have a nice hidden driveway. Yeah, and the driveway connects to a main road. People in the driveway need to know whether vehicles are coming or not. People that are traveling the main road, they need to know whether there is going to be a vehicle coming from driveway or not. What do? They will keep a convex mirror at the intersection. They will have a big mirror at the intersection. Because the people who's coming from the hidden driveway, you can look at the mirror and then make a judgment whether a vehicle is coming or not. And people who are coming in the main road, they will also look at the mirror and say, okay, no, there is a movement in the mirror. So somebody is going to come. So I have to make sure I don't go much faster. Vishwam darpana drishyamana nagari. You can see the entire road in the mirror itself. The road does not exist in the mirror, but the mirror reflects the road. In the same way, our mind, whatever the world that we see, it is all a reflection in our mind, says Shastra. Abhasa Chaitanya. Another example that Shastra gives. There is a nice sun. There are 100 mirrors kept on the road. Each mirror is going to reflect a sun. Each mirror is going to reflect a sun. And when we look at the mirror, it looks like there are 100 suns, 100 Suryas. But there are no 100 Suryas. There is only one Surya. It is the mirror that reflects the 100 Suryas. There are 100 mirrors that reflects 100 suns. In the same way, we have got Brahman, we have got Chaitanyam. Our mind reflects the Chaitanya. All of us have got mind. Mind is a part of Sukshma Sharira. We have to remember Viveka Chudam. He saw about Sthula Sharira, which is the physical body, gross body. We have got Sukshma Sharira, which is the subtle body. And then we have got a Karana Sharira, which is the causal body. It's called as Sharira Trayam. Shastra says, technically, the Sukshma Sharira, the subtle body, has got Manobuddhi, Ahankara, and Chitta. Manobuddhi, Ahankara, Chitta, Ninaham, say that. So, in the mind that is present in the Sukshma Sharira, imagine a mirror. Imagine a sun. What is that sun now? That is Paramatma, Atma. The Chaitanya, the consciousness that we feel in our body is the reflected consciousness of Brahman. It is reflected in our mind. The consciousness of the Brahman is reflected in our mind. That is what we see as our consciousness. Just like how we have one sun and different planets. When we go out in the night, we can see different planets. These and moon. These planets and the moon, we see light coming from the planet, we see light coming from the moon as well. Just because I see in a Purnami day, very nice, bright, full moon, does not mean that moon gives out original light. The light that comes from the moon does not belong to the moon. The light that comes from the moon actually belongs to the sun. The light from the sun gets reflected in the moon and we only see that light. In the same way, the Chaitanyam that belongs to the Brahman gets reflected into our mind. Our mind acts as a mirror. And we feel conscious. Not because consciousness is the property of the mind. It's like how light is not the original property of the moon. In the same way, consciousness is not the property of the mind. Consciousness is the property of Brahman. Our mind only reflects the consciousness. But if we see this example, the light that gets reflected into a mirror, the sunlight that gets reflected into the moon, etc. We also find out that the reflected light, even though the original light belongs to somebody else, even though the original light belongs to somebody else, the reflected light imbibes some property of the reflecting medium. If I have a blue color mirror, I have a mirror, I paint that mirror in a blue color. What will be the color of reflected sun? It is going to be blue color. If I have a green color mirror, what will be the color of reflected sun? Green color. Pure sunlight, it does not have any blemishes. But when we look up the moon, we see dark spots in the moon. We see different patterns in the moon. The patterns are not present in the original sunlight. Where does the pattern come from? The pattern comes from the moon, which is the reflecting media. I have a beautiful Belgium mirror, a very new mirror, nicely, highly polished mirror. I see my face in that mirror. My face looks very, 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 very beautiful. At least to me. But I hooked up that mirror into my bathroom near my sink. Lots of kids in the house. Lots of people will brush. Lots of people wash their hands. Lots of people wash their face. And all the water droplet is going to get deposited onto the mirror. What will happen to my reflection? Even though my face is blemishless, even though my face is beautiful, Even though my face do not have any distortion, if I look at my face in a stained mirror, if I look at my face in a blemished mirror, if I look at my face in a distorted mirror, the reflection is going to have a blemish. The reflection is going to have a distortion. The reflection is going to have a stain. So the reflected light, even though the light comes from a different source, even though the original light does not have any blemish, the reflected light takes up some of the characteristics of the reflecting media. The reflected light takes up some of the characteristics of the reflecting medium. And if the reflecting medium has got a problem, that is going to be reflected in the reflected light. That is why our mind is like that mirror. Brahman is the embodiment of Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Anandam, etc. Brahman is Sat, ever present. Jnanam, embodiment of all the knowledge. Anantam, infinity. Anandam, the source of all happiness. But if somebody asks you, hey, do you ever feel secure? We have got all the insecurities that are there in a psychology textbook. I am insecure with all the people surrounding me. I am insecure with my own body. I am insecure with my own self. But Brahman is secure. What we say? The consciousness of Brahman has reflected in my mind. And that is what I feel as my own consciousness. If Brahman is ever secure, why don't I feel my security? If Brahman is the embodiment of happiness, what happens to me? I should also feel that happiness, but I'm never happy. There are people, they don't have any reason to be sad. You won't ask them, do you have any problem in your life now? They say, no, I don't have any problem in my life. That is my problem. எல்லாம் ரொம்ப நன்னாவே போயிட்டு இருக்கேன்னு கவலையா இருக்கும்பா. People find reason to worry. Everything will go very nicely in their life. You go and ask them, they say, hey, why do you worry? Everything is going very nice. They say, no, I worry because of that. Everything is going nice. I don't know what is going to come. So I worry. No, Bhagavad Nama. அப்போதைக்கு இப்போதே சொல்லி வைத்தேன்னு பாடுறார் ஒரு ஆழ்வர். When I don't know when I can chant Bhagavad Nama, I don't know when I can stop. When I stop chanting Bhagavad Nama. So because of that, I am going to chant your Nama now itself. To have these Nama in my credit. So that later when I cannot chant your Nama, you have these Nama and give me punyam, give me moksham, says Alvar. In the same way, அப்போதைக்கு இப்போதே கவலைப்பட்டேன். பிரச்சனை வந்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் கவலைப்பட்டு பிரயோஜனம் இல்லை. அதனால வரதுக்கு முன்னாடியே கவலைப்படுறேன், நம்ம கவலைப்படுறோம். Even though our own self is the embodiment of happiness, because Brahman is our own soul. But we don't feel that happiness. Why now? The problem is not with the original light. The problem is with the reflecting media, which is our mind. Our mind is tainted with kama and krodha. Why is a child very happy? The child is very happy because it does not have lots of kama and krodha in them. Go and look at a person who is slightly mentally challenged. They will be very happy. Because they don't have lots of kama and krodha. So Kama and Krodha, it stains my mind, which is the reflecting media. Yatha adarsho malena cha. Yatha adarshaha malena cha. Just like how the mirror is tainted with impurities. When a mirror is tainted with impurities, you cannot see yourself in the mirror. In the same way, our mind is like that mirror. Kama and Krodha are the impurities that taint our mind. Because of that, you cannot realize your own self. In fact, the Shloka, Acharya gives 3 examples, beautiful examples. Krishna gives 3 examples. The first example is a fire and the smoke. Second example is a mirror and the taint and the stain. Third example, yet another very beautiful example. We will see in the next class. Om Shri Guru Maharani Om Namadah Purnamidam Purnam Gacchate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vavishyate Om Shanti 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 Shri Guru Maharani